In practice, had a pretty good qualifying performance, fourth, and now he's working his way back in the top 10. We're just 72 days away from the NASCAR Sprint All-Star race on speed. Obviously, the biggest stars will take to the stage. Right before that is the Craftsman Truck Series, if I remember correctly. 71 days until the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series takes to the racetrack, but obviously we're going to be looking forward to that all-star race as well.
When you head over to Charlotte to race anything, it gets everybody's hair on the back of their neck stood up. Everybody's watching. The guys at work, guys and girls that work so hard on these race trucks, they live, most of them there. They can come out
everybody's
and watch.
home.
It's a good feeling, and I love the fact that the trucks are over there during All-Star Weekend. The energy is high at Charlotte.
Take a look at our race summary after 76 of the 130 laps. Leaders Ron Hornaday. We've had 3 different leaders and 10 lead changes. Most of it was between Hornaday and Kyle Busch. Our average speed just over 133 miles an hour. 2 cautions, 11 laps. Only 1 truck out of the race, and that is Butch Miller.
Chad McCumbee.
That cat is on the move right now.
If you look at the scoring monitor, he's wearing them out. There's Todd Bodine. He's going the other way, Phil.
Yeah, he's all the way back to the 13th position, actually racing Dennis Setzer in that 18 truck for 12th. That last time by, Todd was in 13th. Dennis got by the right in front of him is Philip Magilton. I continue to be impressed by Philip Magilton driving the Bill Davis truck number 22.
It's fun to see a young kid that gets it. You know, he showed up, he ran some ARCA races, and then he got his chance in this truck, and he puts the thing in a competitive state week in and week out while he's learning.
Yeah, look at this serial for Chad McCumbee. You see him right down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's really made a nice move. He continually runs the fastest laps on the racetrack. Probably, 8 of the last 10 laps, he's been the fastest truck on the racetrack. And now he's run down the 51 of Kyle Busch for the 3rd spot.
Chad McCumbee moving toward the front as Kyle Busch has his hands full with that number 51 Toyota Tundra.
This he's tasted victory, Phil. He was at Texas restart.
Close.
He didn't taste it. He was thinking about it, but he didn't taste it.
But he thought he was tasting it, and then he got crashed. A big difference.
Chad McCumbee makes the pass on Kyle Busch, Ray.
And guys, you remember earlier in the race, they came down pit road and Chad said he thought he had a flat tire. It was not a flat tire, but for some reason there was fluid on the left rear and they couldn't figure out exactly what it was, but Chad said the truck was so loose he thought he was going to crash it every single lap. He was able to hold on. He almost came to pit road under green, and that would have been disastrous for this 8 truck.
You know, for a young guy like, we talked to him in the setup show and how optimistic he was and how he was talking about the good runs he had towards the end of the last season. We saw him with a real shot to win that Texas race, and he and Jack Sprague got together on a restart, a late restart, and he ended up in the wall. That was such a heartbreak for him, but you see the Malcolmson Construction Chevrolet right there. That's Dave Malcolmson, his owner, along with the Haas team. Really doing a nice job here. They are the fastest truck on the racetrack just about every time by here. He may have a shot to get up there and battle Hornaday and Sprague for this win.
These things are really slipping and sliding around right now, Phil. We've got several laps on the tires, and we see Kyle Busch struggling with his truck trying to hang on. Watch Rick Crawford hang on to this baby. He knows he's in trouble right now.
He's having to use all that racetrack. That's his teammate, Brendan Gaughan, right behind him. You see his hands. He got that thing real loose up off the corner.
That's when you're glad it's your teammate right behind you, because your teammate doesn't want to see you. Look at him. He's still wiggling around as he comes off turn 2. That's a hard turn for him to get off of right now.
You know, we've run 40 laps since the last round of pit stops, and a lot of those guys we documented did not take tires. So a lot of these trucks on the racetrack now have 60 laps in their tires. Most of the guys in the garage area didn't think you would want to run these tires that many laps.
Talking about Rick Crawford and his Ford. Adam Alexander, what's going on with Travis Buffalo and his Ford?
It's been a bit of a struggle for Travis tonight. Started 22nd, loose truck all morning long in a practice session, but a couple of 2-tire stops got him track position. You guys talked about the fact he was in the top 5, but the handling will not go away. It continues to be loose. Travis said on the radio, guys, I'm just trying to keep from wrecking it. He rides 17th. I'm going to try to do something down the stretch to make it happen, but unfortunately right now, not good for Guapo.
It's so crazy, Rick. You know, sometimes a guy will get in a truck and it's bad in practice, like Brendan Gaughan, and he fixes it. He didn't like that truck in practice, and he don't like it now.
We're closing in on green flag pit stops. We're going to take a quick break and be back for them to take their break. If you need it, they'll give you the free pass.
Ted Musgrave needed it, and now he's running 7th.
He took advantage of that free pass.
Great shot here from the DirecTV blimp. See Johnny Benson down on the bottom of the racetrack. He had problems early on, a right front tire going down. They went behind the wall, spent about 19 laps down there. And we see Ron Hornaday now making the hard left turn. He will make his way onto pit road. He was our leader. Jack Sprague is going to stay on the racetrack. He leads a lap here at Atlanta. Hornaday making his way all the way down pit road. Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, they wanted to go 2 more laps, but Hornaday said the fuel light just came on in the dash. Rick Wren said, do it now. Make it to pit road. They just changed which set of tires they were going to use. They had set 3 ready. They made a last-second change and went with set number 4. When they get these 4 tires on, they'll be good to go. The distance here, a little bit slow coming around to the rear, but shouldn't be too big of a hassle. They got plenty of gas in there right now. A bit of a hang-up on the left rear. A little bit of a slower pit stop for Hornaday. Adam?
Lap 90 coming in is Andy Lally, and 3 positions in front of him on pit road is going to be Jack Sprague. He had the lead when he came down the pit lane after Hornaday pitted. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel, no adjustments. The 2 truck has been good all night long. A solid pit stop here will give him a chance for victory.
At 51 of Kyle Busch is also on pit road.
Anytime the leader is the first to pit, Phil, he forces everybody's hand. As soon as the leader hit the pit road, Ray, everybody had to come.
Big adjustments for Kyle Busch. They're going to go down 3 rounds on the track bar, up 2 rounds on the right rear. Kyle said he was not happy with the way it was handling in the center of the corners. Adam.
And lap 91, Todd Bodine in after top 5 run throughout the early part of the evening. Truck was tight. It went big time loose. It was wicked for him. 4 tires, fuel, and problems on the left rear for the 30. Bodine losing big time on pit road to Ray Dunlap.
There was a problem on the right front for the number 8 truck for McCumbee. It's like they couldn't get the tire pulled out of the fender well. That's going to slow them down a little bit. 4 tire stop for the MRD team. And here comes the 11 in also of David Starr. Adam?
Also in at 92, Ted Musgrave looking to get HT Motorsports their first victory. He gets 4 tires, fuel, and pulls away, and it did look like water pushing out the overflow. Mike Skinner picked up 5 bonus points. He too comes to pit road. Solid run for him tonight, looking for his first top 5 of 2008. Skinner getting 4 tires and fuel as Eric Darnell cycles to the lead.
Eric Darnell's been a leader. Mike Skinner's led a lap. Chad McCumbee led a lap. Jack Sprague has led 4 laps. And then, of course, Kyle Busch and Ron Hornaday have been very, very good tonight. And Eric Darnell makes his way onto pit road now.
Todd.
Watch your speed, 3,900.
Dennis Setzer will inherit the lead in the 18 truck for BHR.
Darnell making his way into his pit stall. Right.
1 round out of the right rear is the plan for this Northern Tool Ford. Eric Darnell said, I need a little bit of help. They said, what can we do for you? He says, give me a little bit more than you did last time. So apparently that round will be all he needs. The truck has been getting loose on the very end of the run here. Good solid pit stop for the 99 crew, and he's back to the racetrack.
As the pit stops continue to cycle through, we see Dennis Setzer coming onto pit road. Currently, there are only 9 trucks. Actually, now we're up to 10 trucks on the lead lap, Adam.
And 1 lap ago, Stacy Compton came in. Now teammate Dennis Setzer coming to pit road for what will likely be the final stop of the night. The concern for BHR Virginia, the intermediate program. You wouldn't know it tonight. Both guys have been solidly in the top 12. Setzer getting 4 tires, fuel, and a slight adjustment for the stretch run here at Atlanta.
Getting a report that the 99 of Eric Darnell, who came in as the leader, was too fast in the very first segment of pit road. 52.6 miles an hour. Pit road speed is 45, so he will have a pass-through penalty. Tough break under green flag for Eric Darnell.
Another, we talked about Todd Bodine not having a particularly good pit stop. He's fallen a lap behind. This is our leader now. It's cycled through. Hornaday is leading the race. The first truck behind him is Todd Bodine. You can see Todd just behind him there. He's our point leader, and now he finds himself a lap down.
He has to stay in contact with that 33 truck in the event the caution flag were to come out to get that Aaron's lucky dog. The problem is there are going to be other trucks. There's Dennis Setzer right there, the 18. He could get in between those 2 trucks and him get the lucky dog if the caution came out.
Todd Bodine needs to run the best laps of his whole night right now. He's got to stay right up on Hornaday in order to make sure he gets that lucky dog from Aaron's if the caution flies.
You're seeing the pass-through penalty on the right side of your screen, Eric Darnell. Now I want to touch on, right now we're showing only 11 trucks on the lead lap. Todd Bodine trying to get in front of that 18 and stay in front of that 18, so he could get the lucky dog. But the big thing here is we don't normally see green flag pit stops in the Truck Series. It just doesn't happen that often. And they don't do the pit stops like the Sprint Cup Series do, where they can get in and 13 seconds later they're back and out onto the track. There are problems on pit road.
Some of them do. That's the problem. Some of the guys will hit a perfect stop, like Hornaday. Great stop, Todd Bodine. Not so great. All of a sudden, he finds himself a lap down.
32 laps of racing to go. Ron Hornaday out in front of the field once again. Kyle Busch 3.5 seconds behind him. Then it's Jack Sprague and Chad McCumbee. Matt Crafton rounding out your top 5. Again, only 9 on the lead lap at Atlanta. Log on to speedtv.com, keyword MyRaceDay now to get your latest show schedule. Make sure to stop by and see us this weekend in hot Atlanta. Not so
too hot.
hot, actually, here in hot Atlanta, but beautiful, beautiful racing going on here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We had green flag pit stops, and well, what happened there was that now we only have 8 on the lead lap. Terry Cook is back there 30 seconds behind race leader Ron Hornaday, which actually means he's just in front of Ron Hornaday on the racetrack.
Phil, don't you love seeing the guy leading the race about to wreck? I mean, that just goes to show, that shows you how tough these trucks are to drive and what a commitment you got to make to be up front. We're used to seeing Kyle Busch sideways. That's because he's up front a lot. Hornaday up front and sideways.
You can see right there his last lap in that Mikusuki Toyota, about 2.5, almost 3 miles an hour faster than Ron Hornaday's last lap. So he's got a 4-second gap he's got to overcome here, but he is faster right now than Ron Hornaday.
Digging, he made up about 0.2 of a second the last lap. Jack Sprague running in the 3rd spot. He's about 9 seconds behind race leader Ron Hornaday. He has led a lap here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, so 5 bonus points going to Jack Sprague. Just behind Sprague, young Chad McCumbee with a very impressive performance tonight in that number 8 Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, 7th is his best career finish. He's done that 3 times, and he looks really like he's headed to better that right here.
And again, you got to think about what they've done on pit road with that 51 truck. We talked about Musgrave getting a lap down, getting the Aaron's lucky dog, and now racing back into a competitive position. But think about Kyle Busch. His truck was bottoming out in the front.
Right.
They were leading. They put rounds in the front. They adjusted it, went all the way to the back. And then into the last pit stop under green, he complained about how that thing was handling. Needed the track bar down, needed some wedge out of it. Richie Waters answers all those calls, and now, lap after lap, Kyle Busch is outrunning our leader, Ron Hornaday. He's got a faster truck with all.
And remember, you know, we could get a caution flag and close them right up here. We can't rule anybody out. Chad McCumbee right now continues to run fast laps. He's running in the 4th spot. He's going to be in contention. There's our 5th place truck right there, Mike Skinner. He's continuing to make his truck better and better. Jeff Hensley and all his guys. This thing is a long way from over.
That's the 07 of Shane Sieg. Slow on the racetrack.
This thing's got a feel of you feel like the caution's going to fly. We've gone a long time without one, and then when it does, what happens on pit road? Does anybody put on some older, colder tires? Do we know that there isn't a team sitting down there with a set?
I think we have some teams down there with some more tires. I think because a lot of those guys didn't put tires on their lap 40 pit stop. I think there are probably guys down there with more tires, and you've got to put them on.
Oh, if the caution flag comes out with 5 to go, and you've got 4 tires, you're on the lead lap, you're going to get to pits and get them because it's going to be on at that point.
Now, no disrespect to you two, but I'm going to watch and see what Richie Water does.
He usually makes fairly decent decisions, and what he's done tonight has been fun to watch. He's orchestrated that truck. He's tuned it up and got it in a position now where he's the fastest thing on the track.
Speaking of fast, Ron Hornaday leading, but not the fastest. Actually, the last time by, he was the fastest on the track for that lap, but it's 3.7 seconds, the difference between he and Kyle Busch. There's Brian Scott in that number 16. We had a spotlight on him earlier to start off this show. He's the highest running of our speed spotlight drivers. Brian Scott running 17th.
There's Donnie Leah right there. He was my spotlight driver. He's running in the 22nd position. Only his 3rd start ever in the Craftsman Truck Series for our modified champion, Donnie Leah.
Oh, look at that. As they went through the lights, you could see a little bit. It looked like rain. Is there some moisture down there?
Oh, caution's coming out. Caution
Sure
for
enough,
rain.
we're seeing the rain start to come down here in Atlanta, and so the caution comes out. This is the third caution of the night. Now, what this would do if it would continue to rain and wash out the racetrack, this would be an official race.